I don't want you to go.
You sure look pretty in that new blue dress.
If you go after Marston, he'll kill you.
Kid, next time she talks like that, put it on this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Reflux capacitor fluxing. Crew to stations. Scanning for Quigley Down Under, 1990. Prepare to rewind in 3, 2, 1.
Did Alice turn Australian for this episode? Because that's amazing.
Yeah, she's from Down Under. Welcome, Rewinders and new listeners to the Retro Rewind podcast, where we take a fresh look at movies and games from 15 or more years ago. I am your captain of the pod, Francisco Ruiz, and I'm joined by your XO and Mon, Paul, the master interrupter, sharpshooter powers.
Roy? Oh, Roy, it's you! Every time there's a pod from America, I come down looking for you. Thank God you've come for me.
My name's not Roy. It's Ruiz, Francisco.
Oh, sorry, Roy. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's going to be one of those. Also, for this discussion of the film Quigley Down Under, we welcome back aboard ship's historian, Drew Dodgen. Hey, Drew.
How's it going, Roy?
And you know what? You were in line for a promotion, but maybe not now. Call me Roy. But no, Drew, this is your 6th time on the pod.
Woohoo!
So you have now been promoted to chief historian. Congratulations. Woot, woot, woot. So thank you for being back, Drew. And now that you have a quick flyby of who we are, Paul, can you give us a quick overview of the production specs for Quigley Down Under?
All right. Quigley was released September 24th, 2003. It runs an hour and 29 minutes and is rated G. It was directed and written by William Byron Hillman, with lead stars being Gary Busey,
Paul.
Yeah?
Paul. No,
I'm sorry, you want that in an Australian accent?
No, I wanted the Quigley Down Under 1990 movie.
We already reviewed The Rescuers Down Under.
Quigley Down Under.
Oh, no. Quigley. Okay,
yes.
fine.
For my birthday, Paul. We're doing this for my birthday.
Happy birthday, Roy.
Oh, my God.
Happy birthday to Roy. Happy birthday to Roy.
Quigley Down Under was released October 19th, 1990, runs an hour and 59 minutes, and is rated PG-13. It was directed by Simon Windsor and written by John Hill, with lead stars being Tom Selleck, Laura San Giacomo. Sorry, Laura, I don't know.
Giacomo, I think
that
is what
too,
it is.
depending on what region you're from.
Oh, yeah.
And Alan Rickman, who was...
Rickman?
Yeah, he was once...
He's a Mega Man villain now.
Exactly. I was going to say a leftover Mega Man villain, but yes. The music was composed by Basil Poldoris. Let's go with that.
Poldoris.
Well, again, different regions. All right, you ready for the box office trivia?
I am ready. Drew, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, Roy.
Awesome. Awesome. And anyone watching live in chat is welcome to join as well, including Ken from Spokane. Hey, Ken. Go for it, Paul.
All right. Quigley Down Under was made for about $18 million and earned over $21 million at the box office.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's wonderful until you count the costs of promotions, which they probably didn't do much. Anyway, given this and the fact that it was released theatrically in 1990, how high in the box office do you think it ranks among the movies of 1990? And because I've been going easy on you, I'm gonna tell you it's the top 100 this time
because it's after 50. I can read you. I can sharpshoot that from a mile away. Drew, where do you think it placed in the top 100?
51.
51. And let's see. In chat, we have Kevin guesses 99. Wow.
Nice.
Ashley with 55. Let's see.
Isn't that how many red balloons there are?
Red tough balloons.
Bob, of course, with his 42. And I'm going to guess...
This is your birthday, so might as well go for number one.
No, I'm going to guess 81. That's going to be my guess. Paul, where did it end up?
According to the numbers.com, it is 56.
56. Oh, okay.
So somebody snipe shooted.
Yeah,
That's
that'd be
Ashley.
Drew. Oh, Ashley got 56?
Yeah, Ashley got
Oh,
it.
got
she
55.
55.
She barely-
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done, Ashley. Well done. Awesome.
Sorry, Drew.
It happens.
So close. So close. I was going to guess 56, but I
Uh-huh.
thought, I want people to be, so I want other people to win. So I was like,
Well, that's mighty kind of you, Roy.
I'll throw,
Whatever helps you sleep at night, Roy.
Thank you for those factoids, Paul.
Is this the Roy Rewind podcast?
No,
It is now.
It is not. Thank you for those factoids, Paul. And let's see if any of them factor into our memory mind melt or subsequent roundtable discussion, which we'll get into once Alice has located our target film.
Alert, alert. Approaching target. Spoilers incoming. Establishing analysis vector.
Set your sights on adventure. Set your sights on romance.
How's about you and me taking off all our clothes and going swimming?
Set your sights
Everyone knows about you.
on a hero.
Matthew Quigley.
Matthew Quigley.
Matthew Quigley.
I wanted to hire the finest long-distance marksman in the world, have I?
Tom Selleck, Quigley Down Under, rated PG-13.
I don't know, have you? We won't know until we review Quigley Down Under. But let's see how sharp our memories are for this film before we rewatched it. Here's our memory mind melt synopsis for Quigley Down Under. Magnum PI goes to Australia to help Hans Gruber kill dingoes. After being betrayed by an aborigine, Quigley and Cora from Just Shoot Me are left to die in the outback but somehow survive. The crazy lady wears down Monica's boyfriend to allow her to become his girlfriend instead. Quigley and Severus Snape get into a duel, but Snape apparently forgot the disarming charm because he loses to Magnum. I mean, all of that, for the most part, is right, but I don't think the crazy lady wears him down so much as they just sort of find affection for each other. So, because of that, this was Decepted. But based on those memories as not so flawed as they were, what rating did they lead you to predict for this film before rewatching it? Classic, nostalgic, or tragic? Let's start with Drew.
It had been a very long time since I'd seen this movie.
Here, here.
So I'm going with this. I went with nostalgic.
Nostalgic, all right. Paul, how about you?
I predicted tragic. That's
Yeah, because you're every time I bring this up, hey, let's do Quigley Down Under. Well, let's not. Oh, what about Quigley? Are you
I've
sure you want to
seen
do
it.
that for your birthday?
I had no desire to see it.
Well, for me, obviously, classic was my prediction.
Oh,
because-
wow. We are across the board.
Oh, we are across the board. Let's see. Kenneth predicted tragic. Ashley predicted nostalgic. Oh my gosh. But you want to offend me? Ashley, jeez, how dare you? Anyway, it'll be interesting to see if those predictions come true. But first, let's get into our discussion of the things we liked most about Quigley Down Under. Let's spin up our
Best 3.
All right, and let's start. I'm going to start with Paul. What is something you liked about Quigley Down Under?
This might be, I could see this being someone's classic maker, but for me, not so much, but I did enjoy the cast, mainly Tom Selleck and Alan Rickman, even Laura, what's her name from Just Shoot Me, and some of the other people I thought did a really good job.
Yeah, even some of the henchmen and stuff, I thought they all sort of had their own quality to them that made them interesting.
Yes, I was going to say the same exact thing. Usually all the henchmen kind of blend in, but these, each one had their own unique style about them, which was nice.
It was nice that they were all different characters.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Were all the different characters something you gravitated toward, Drew, or was there something else you liked?
I really like the music in this one. And this has to be the first time I've ever heard a full symphony orchestra play with a banjo. Because it was weird hearing that banjo playing along these big brass instruments all throughout the film. So
I thought it was a nice blend.
yeah, nice.
absolutely.
It was just, it's like, that's the first time I think I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that more.
Yeah, I was about to say that was actually my second like.
Oh, really? The music?
Yeah, was the
Okay.
mediocre music in this that
Mediocre music.
it's mediocre, okay, but compared to the dribble that we have for music in today's movies, it is very good.
Okay, all right. That's fair.
I get the feeling you don't like techno, Paul.
Oh, I do. Come on,
He
folk
just
with
doesn't
gas.
like just hums and he doesn't like ambient score.
Gas,
that-
come on, folk with gas. Sorry.
Everybody to the limit. Everybody to the limit. Everybody come forward, God.
See, I like techno.
Where are you guys
Come on, even the cheat. You know.
I'm so confused right now. Anyway, something I liked about this, because it's my turn now, is and it's interesting. This happened. This was actually shot all in Australia, and it shows. Like the scenery, because of I think the cinematography, it just looks so beautiful.
And
I have one quibble about that I'll talk about later, but I just loved how this looked. I thought it was not mediocre at all. I really enjoyed how this film looked. It's so beautiful to see. And Quigley even commented how, oh yeah, beautiful scenery, because it really was. So that's something I enjoyed, was it being shot on location and looking so nice. Let's go back to Drew. What's something else you liked?
As always, Alan Rickman is a gem in these movies.
Yes.
And he does a really good job here. He's got some of my favorite lines, even though I can't think of the quotes right now. But his very dry delivery of all these lines, I thought was done very well.
Yeah, awesome. Apparently, I read this in the trivia that the main reason he agreed to do this was because he wanted to go to Australia. He hadn't before, so.
Oh, nice.
That's not a bad reason.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because he still gave this movie his all. He did not phone this performance in at all.
Oh no. I thought this was really well, and this was sort of like his his big villain trifecta in the late 80s, early 90s with Die Hard, Quigley Down Under, and then Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which we reviewed back in episode 25 of the podcast. But
some men are born in the wrong century. I think I was born on the wrong
continent. Exactly.
Oh, by the way, you're fired.
Yes.
So,
and I'm sitting there going, you wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes in Galveston.
Galveston?
Well, I assume that's where you get off the boat.
Maybe.
Moving on.
Okay, yeah.
Is that in Australia? I'm not from there, so I don't know.
Australia. Maybe it's San Francisco. That make more sense to you Westerners.
Sure, that works. Anyway, something I liked is and this has always been a draw for me. I think it's just about my personality. Is I love that Quigley is a sharpshooter and can just like hit something from so far away. That's I love the sniper in Saving Private Ryan. Barry Pepper, I think, is the actor's name in that. I've never seen it, but I've always been interested to see Enemy at the Gates, which is about a Russian versus a Nazi sharpshooter. Oh,
that's with young Indiana Jones, right?
Jude Law?
And No, sorry. Yeah, it's Jude Law's in it, but I think it's with young Indiana Jones and...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? Guess... well, it's probably...
Oh, no, not interesting anymore. Sorry.
Gone.
I was trying to say the director for this directed several episodes of Young Indiana Jones.
I believe it.
Yeah.
This was a lot better.
I agree. But so I just loved that. I thought it was so cool that Quigley was able to hit things from so far away.
Have you seen the movie The Shooter?
No. Is that about a sharpshooter also?
It's about a...
Is that with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I haven't seen it. I've seen this old 90s movie called Sniper, where these guys are on the
There you
jungle
go. It's
sniping.
about a sniper. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, it's called Sniper instead of Shooter?
No, I was asking if you saw Shooter, because it is with Mark Wahlberg about being a sniper.
Okay.
I saw The Shooters with John Wayne. Does that count?
Yes.
Maybe. I haven't seen that.
I saw a guy do that in the back alley once.
You saw
Let's move on. let's move on to our classic makers. And since you guys stepped all over mine,
you're welcome. You stepped all over mine, so it all works.
All right.
I love
the music. Basil Poledouris is my favorite composer, and this is one that
what
I
else
really
did he do
enjoyed.
then?
Conan the Barbarian, A Hunt for October, RoboCop, Free Willy, Red Dawn. Would you like me to go on?
I thought Michael Jackson did Free Willy.
He did the song, but the score was done by Basil Poledouris.
Yeah, he did it better.
Oh my gosh, whatever, Paul. But this director also directed Free Willy, by the way, which was interesting.
This director did everything. Probably did the shooter.
Anyway, so I adore this story. I can hum it at the drop of a hat. It's so good.
In fact, you could probably needle drop it right here. It's so funny because after the movie,
yes,
I was singing Alan Silvestri's
from Back to the Future 3.
So much better, yes.
Whatever, it's not so. They're both good. I would not say that's better though.
One is superior.
Yeah,
and
the Basil Poledouris. If one is going to be superior, it's Basil Poledouris.
Sorry, Alan. You know what's you know your rule.
No, whatever. You don't know, Paul. You don't know.
It's okay, Roy. We can agree to disagree.
Drew, what was your classic maker for this film?
The entire scene that ends with my favorite quote in this film.
Oh, okay.
I said I never had much use for one.
Yes.
Never said I didn't know how to use it.
Yes, that was
because
so
cool. The whole movie, you see him doing all this great stuff with the rifle. And then the last minute, because there's a part of you that's thinking, well, maybe he doesn't actually know how to use the pistol because that is a different set of skills because it's a lot shorter and there's a lot more. It's a different type of weapon. And then he just like gets him right in the face with with that before you even realize they're even aiming at each other.
Right.
It's like I just love that moment. It's like
it's so good. I think that speaks to the pride of Marston or Alan Rickman's character, and he's like, "Oh, let me line you up right by my old target practicing post." He's like, he's just so sure of himself that he's going to be able to take Quigley out.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that scene from Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, where the guy, the swordsman's doing all that random sword kind of stuff, and Indiana Jones just picks his gun up and shoots him in the head. That's what it reminds me of.
Yes, totally. I can totally see that. Well, that's awesome that moment, and I mean, I love it when a classic maker is something at the climax of the movie, because you don't want your classic maker. Oh, that opening was so great, and then all downhill from there.
Well, it's not like we're talking about Up, so. Moving on.
Oh, sad. Paul, what was... So, I apparently walked all over your classmaker, and what would that be?
Yeah, that was the scenery. I love the scenery. It felt authentic. I'll throw in a bonus. I loved seeing the use of the Aborigines, because you don't see them that often in movies.
Yeah. And, I mean, if... I would imagine they were authentic Aborigines. I'd be shocked if they were.
I'm fairly certain they were.
They look it enough, yes.
Yes.
Now, they may have been, what do you call it? Westernized? I'm trying to think of, they may not be living in the bush, but
But they certainly have the look.
Yes, absolutely. And that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, those are the things we loved the most about Quigley Down Under. I know there's probably even more to like because it's such a great movie. But we limit it to 3. Except, there's something else I forgot that I liked.
Well, it's your birthday. Go for it.
Again, Roy?
I'm not Roy. I'm Francisco Ruiz.
Roy, yeah.
That's something else I liked was Geek Devotions. Geek Devotions is a collaboration of devoted geeks that are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. They produce a weekly geek culture-infused devotional, their podcast, Com Talk, and written articles, all designed to encourage and challenge people in the geek community, bridging the gap between their faith and their geekdoms. Find all their content at geekdevotions.com.
Geek,
yeah. Why is that funny? I'm not sure.
It's what Socrates says in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I'm sorry, I can see how they relate to Bill and Ted. I'm just struggling to see what Geek Devotions, how this is alike for Quigley Down Under.
Oh, well, Paul, this is a Western, and though they haven't covered any Westerns, they have... Dang it, I actually came up with a connection. I can't remember what it was.
Are you sure they haven't covered any Westerns? That's surprising.
I don't think they have.
I looked for Westerns. I looked for Australia.
How can you avoid an entire genre?
Well,
it's like we never cover horror.
Maybe they don't like Westerns.
I looked for Trigun. I looked for Cowboy Bebop. Nothing. Get on it.
That's what it doesn't have to do. They're the complete opposite.
Well, you know what? It's my birthday, so that's why.
Happy birthday, Geek Devotion.
It's because you can be a geek about Westerns as much as you can be a geek about anything else.
Wait,
yes.
Is it because it's also Dallas's birthday this week?
I mean, yes,
that's what
why.
it is.
That's the reason. Exactly. Happy birthday, Dallas.
Hey, there you go.
We figured it out in the end.
Okay, but in all seriousness, probably some trivia about Quigley Down Under would be a bit better.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Did you all realize that Sharp's rifles are now so inseparably related to this film that they are commonly nicknamed Quigley guns?
Nice.
Sales for such weapons increased by over 1,000% following the film's release, especially in the United States and Australia. And
so instead of one person buying it, 100 people bought it.
Wow. And the sales continued through 2013. So that's 23 years? Jeez Louise. My question to you guys, though, is what is your favorite projectile weapon from pop culture? So not swords or daggers or anything. It could be like a bow and arrow, it could be a gun, something like that. Cannon. What is your favorite? Let's start with Paul.
Does vomit count?
No.
Because that would be a weapon.
Yuck. No.
If used right, yeah.
I'm gonna say the ninja stars.
I guess that works. Throwing.
What do you mean? You project it, you throw it, and even the battering is more of a ninja star in the movies rather than a boomerang like it is in the comics, because it never comes back. It sticks.
All right. I guess. Okay. I guess.
What do you mean? All right. Well, how would you not? It's a projectile and it's a weapon. I think
of something that shoots something else, but I guess you could say your hand.
Well, you didn't say
fine.
That.
I said all right. I said all right.
Okay, Mr. Shooter.
All right. So wait, a ninja star or batarang was yours, Paul?
No, I said a ninja star. Even today's batarang is taken from that because it's not like a boomerang.
Shuriken, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Shuriken.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Drew, how about for you?
The Aperture Science handheld portal device, aka the portal gun from Portal.
Wow, nice. Okay,
nice.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Because it's just really overpowered if you actually use it against real people, not just
you can use it
turrets.
On people?
No, if you could.
On real people.
In the game.
If you could.
But since the only thing you fight are turrets, it's not really that overpowered.
Very fair. That's true.
You could set it up where you could fling some guy like far into the distance.
I suppose that's true. Yeah, good point. Good point.
All right, Francisco, what's your favorite gun?
I was.
How'd you know it's a gun? Maybe it's a bow and arrow. You don't know.
You're into shooting things.
Actually, I really, really like. I've always liked it whenever they translate it into games. But the minigun from Predator that Jesse Ventura uses, the way it whirs up and just like you can mow down tons of people.
All right.
Killing apparently.
Apparently so.
We are
great
violent show tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Now that we've had some killing fun, let's find out what you, our rad rewinders, had to say about Quigley Down Under.
Yes, John Harshu says it was the first time I'd ever seen Tom Selleck as anything other than Magnum PI.
Justin Warford says, I said I never. He said what Drew said.
What did I say?
He said, quote, I said I never had a need for pistols. I never said I didn't know how to use them. Then he goes on to say, I loved how he wrecked the villains in the end with weapons of their own choosing. Adam Collins says, I remember thinking, wow, an American movie set here in Australia, because he's lives in Tasmania, I believe. And something about... Oh, wow. And he also remembers something about a woman who smothered a crying kid while hiding from something. Yep, good memory. Neko says, I heard a bit of the music on the YouTube, but other than that, nothing else. But my question is, did you enjoy the soundtrack? Throwing a question right back at you. I very much enjoyed it, and it sounds like Paul did, even though he thought it was just okay.
I did also, yes. Roy.
Thank you. Benjamin T. Van Dypen says it's a great score featuring dramatic banjo. Nate Henderson says proof that Alan Rickman is a fantastic villain in anything he's cast in. Drake Tungsten says, I remember it was a movie that was released. For some reason, I was thinking it was animated. It'd be Rescuers Down Under, Drake.
Yeah.
Oh,
and George C. Scott, who didn't go to the 3rd grade for nothing.
And Celeste more sort of swings us into our dislike section by saying, I fell asleep the only time I tried to watch it. Wow, Celeste. Well, maybe there's reasons to fall asleep in this movie. Let's get into the things we didn't like about Quigley Down Under, spinning up our...
Worst 3.
And I'm going to start us off by some very, very minute. And this is only if you have subtitles on. But early in the movie, the subtitle said coyotes howling, but I'm pretty sure it's just dingoes in Australia. I doubt there's coyotes.
There are coyotes in Australia also.
No, there aren't. No, I'm right. You're wrong.
Those were not dingoes howling because they were too busy eating your baby.
Oh my gosh. How did you look that up, Drew, that there are coyotes in Australia?
No, but I will right now.
Yeah, because I'm curious. I'm pretty sure there aren't.
Anyone can fly them over there.
Wow.
Besides, how do you know that just wasn't like just random audio the audio person put in?
Yeah, they could have put in a
coyotes in Australia. Although coyotes look more similar to wolves than dingoes, it's actually dingoes that are technically a subspecies of wolf. That doesn't answer my question.
No, it does not.
Thanks a lot, Google. Why are you the top of the list?
Where is coyote habitat?
Coyotes are found in North America, into Central America, and Mexico. It's only the Americas.
The Australian version of the coyote or jackal is the Tasmanian devil.
Okay, so it's not.
There you go.
So but they don't have coyotes. They don't have coyotes.
Come to Tasmania. Come to Tasmania.
Now that that unsolved mystery is solved.
Come to Tasmania.
Okay, we're not covering Tasmania, guys. Quickly Down Under. Let's stay on topic. But
do we do that?
So my dislike is valid. I don't like that they said in the subtitles coyote howling when it should have been dingo howling.
Well, again, to Drew's point, maybe it was an audio clip of coyotes howling that they inserted. So technically, those were coyotes howling.
Well, they should have put it in then.
And if
it's wrong in some fashion.
I'll put that in. Some of the lines from the minions, whatever the bandits, the people working for Alan Rickman, they said coyote once or twice. So maybe they just don't know any better.
Maybe. I don't know. That's strange. I don't remember that, but it's possible. Regardless,
I thought very light in the background. I'd only know it because of the closed captioning.
I just thought that was inconsistent with their saying, given that they filmed it in Australia and everything is authentic in that way. Let's go to Paul.
Nobody's perfect, Roy.
Yeah, like you've given the wrong name to me. Paul, what's something you didn't like about this film? Not just in general. Are you confused by that question, Paul?
Confused by you. I never met you before.
This is not 50 First Dates.
I'm Francisco Ruiz, your co-host of this podcast.
One of the things that I didn't like is that there's kind of two dislikes in one. Okay, you know that hotshot younger kid who's like training up? I don't know his name. I wish they did a better job. They had all this great cast of bandits, but I wish I knew their names better. I wish they made it a point to.
Yeah, I almost want to
anyway.
say his name was Coogan, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, looking at the cast list, I'm like, it could be any of these guys.
Exactly.
All those names are very generic, and I couldn't tell you one from the other.
But so this guy, this kid, hotshot kid, is up there towards the end, up in the mountains, and he has a chance to kill Quigley, and he doesn't. I'm gonna let a deadly man who they're scared of anywhere from like 1,000 feet. I'm gonna let him live. I thought for such a hot-headed kid, it would be better for him to kill him than to try to bring him in alive.
I thought Marston wanted him alive.
Which I was surprised.
I thought Marston.
I was looking for it, and maybe I missed it. When he said bring him back, I'm like, well, do you want him back dead or alive? He didn't specify.
Okay.
At least
That's
I didn't.
fair. Yeah.
So me, kill him, bring him in, take the glory.
Got it. Yeah.
And then credits. Bye-bye, Quigley. You're now down under.
Wow. Okay, I guess that's one approach. Yeah, no, but
well, he's such a hot-headed kid and they're on survival mode because he's taken out like 90% of the ranch by this time.
That's a very fair observation, Paul. I can totally I would get that. I get that. Drew, was that something that were there inconsistencies, whether it's coyotes or whether it's like, oh, if you're really in this situation, you wouldn't actually just try to wound him, you try to kill. Was there something like that you didn't like, or something completely else?
No, it's despite Cora's backstory, I just do not like Cora. She is annoying throughout this entire film.
I don't like her until her backstory. Then I have way more sympathy for her.
I have more sympathy.
Oh, you're just like
I have
Quigley.
more sympathy for her, and I cheered along with her when she scared the dingoes off from eating the Aborigine baby.
Yeah.
But for the most part, throughout the rest of the film, I'm sitting there going, "Will you just shut up, Cora?"
Yeah, you know, I'm getting that experience with all the Roys here, guys.
Oh, the Roy thing's just funny.
No, it's not.
But every other bit of her is annoying.
Okay, I can understand that.
I think the actress did a good job.
For sure,
playing that. It's just written that way. Unfortunately.
So, Drew, I guess you're after too much of her. You're just saying, just shoot me now.
Do you realize when you finally said that she was from Just Shoot Me earlier? I was this close to going, that's where she's from. I've been trying to figure it out in 3 days. I recognize every other main character in this, but her, I only saw that show once.
Oh, okay. Like, you mean the whole show once or one episode of it?
I was watching it for a period of time.
Yeah.
And I only saw it in that one period of time.
Mm-hmm.
She was also in Stephen King TV series. What was it? The Last Stand or The Stand?
I didn't watch
that. She was in The Stand. Yeah, The Stand. Yeah. She was.
That's where I knew her from.
Yes.
But Just Shoot Me in that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't get more work because I thought she did good.
I thought
Along with
too.
the head Thermian in Galaxy Quest, which also had Alan Rickman in it.
Indeed.
Wait, she was the head Thermian?
No, she wasn't in
One of
this.
the other characters in Just Shoot Me was the head Thermian.
Oh, yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Who was also in Veronica Mars, I think.
You must save us.
Anyway,
imagine what they think of these historical documents.
We're off the ranch, guys.
But why?
Paul, what makes you go, but why about this movie? What's something else anyway?
Oh, Quigley's a jerk.
What?
At the beginning, he does the whole save the cat and defends the elderly getting off the boat.
Yeah.
And then he goes in and does a 180 and pushes everyone else aside to make room for himself to get off the boat. He's a jerk. He totally destroyed the whole, I'm going to like you to like, nah, I'm not.
But he also goes and saves the cat again and was trying to save Cora from all the bad guys.
Yes, but he's a jerk. Right. So
Can I defend?
Go ahead, defend the jerks.
My defense is he was being the shield between that old couple and the jerk who was trying to rush ahead of everybody. And that's fine. If he hadn't gotten ahead, he wouldn't have been able to talk to him to make sure he wasn't in such a hurry anymore. You'll pardon the reference there.
You already pushed him away. There's no need to push him to the back of the end of the line.
That's why you don't be a jerk.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I get that. Were there other moments where you felt he was a jerk, Paul, or was it mainly just that?
At that point, I was gone. You had me at the beginning, and then you lost it, and now I don't care.
So you're saying there's no room for redemption?
Yeah, after that boy's mama got shot because he visited the town, what you gonna do? You gotta leave Dodge. Get out of Dodge.
He had no way of knowing that was going to happen.
I know, but now I would have had sympathy for him, but they lost it. They lost the sympathy.
All right, you know what? I this didn't make my dislike list, but I was
left it.
I was talking with Ashley about this, that I don't feel like Tom Selleck had chemistry with Cora, and
anyway.
I don't know if he has chemistry with most anyone. I've never seen Magnum PI, though. Ashley did bring up that he had chemistry with Monica from Friends, and I can see that some, but I feel like this just goes to why he wouldn't have made a good Indiana Jones, which is funny because Harrison Ford was in the running for this movie. Given the history of
they did a switcheroo.
Yeah. I really like Tom Selleck in this role for sure, but I don't feel he is much more of a sort of a cooler charisma than a warm charisma, I guess I'll say. But that's not something else I disliked. Something else I disliked was when Quigley, he's right into, I forget what the name of the town is. It's like Bella Gerbil or Bella Gerb or Bella Gerb. It's the coastal town where the mom of the
mama got shot.
I don't remember the name of that town.
Well, it's toward the end. He left Cora and the baby in the cave, and he's riding to the town.
Right.
And somehow he all of a sudden has a duster or a coat that he's riding with. He hasn't had this the whole movie. Somehow he all of a sudden has one. Like, where did that come from all of a sudden?
He stole it from Mama.
No, this is on the way to the place. This is not after he's there. So that was a little confusing. I suppose you might say.
Did the horse have a saddlebag?
I was going to say maybe it came from
That's what
that.
I was thinking.
That's the only rationalization I got.
It just, okay. It just seemed like a little out of nowhere. But that's something else I disliked.
It was a nice shot.
Hey,
they wanted to look like it was night. It was cool.
What's up, Paul?
When you watch a movie and in comes a character and he has a toothpick in his mouth, you're like, wait! Where'd he get that toothpick from?
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, I'm always asking, where's that box of toothpicks that you got this from?
Yeah, I want to know the journey, the struggle you had, picking up the right one.
Considering how many people picked up random cigarettes all throughout this movie in the middle of nowhere.
It's true.
Wait, Quigley was making his own cigarettes.
Still, you never see him roll it.
He was rolling in the wagon.
Campfire.
And at the campfire.
That's what it was.
Yeah, he was rolling lots of times.
I didn't see it.
What?
Rolling.
Ride.
Well, what else? What did you see, Drew, that you didn't like? One more thing you disliked.
As much as I like Alan Rickman, and I recognize that if he didn't do this, there wouldn't be a movie.
What?
But he broke the cardinal rule about being a villain, and that you didn't take care of the hero yourself. You allowed it. You said, "Oh, we'll just let the elements take care of him." Of course, he's going to come back and smack you. That's the worst thing you can do.
I thought you meant at the end. I'm like, he's trying to take care of him. What are you talking about? But okay,
at the beginning of the movie, after the backstabbing Aborigine,
we'll let Australia kill him.
He's like, "Oh, take him 2 days outside of camp. We'll let Australia kill him." I'm thinking, dude, you just signed your death warrant by saying that.
Here's the thing.
That's as bad as seeing someone going on an away mission you don't know their last name on wearing a red shirt.
Drew, I'm going to come to Alan's defense here, Gruber's defense, because I think he does have a sense of honor. Like with the deserters, he doesn't kill them until, I forget.
I don't know. It seems
until
they try to draw the weapons. Yeah, then he shoots them. He doesn't just like give them like a last minute. I mean, he may have treated them more nicely. I think he still turned them back over or what have you, but.
Oh please, he's drunk with power for that.
No, I think he has a sense of honor. It's just after he kills all those men that he's willing to kill Quigley, he just wanted to. Prior to that, he wanted to have Australia take care of him. But I see your point of like, if he really wanted to get the job done, he should have done it himself for sure.
Yeah. It also doesn't make sense because he really wants to get rid of him, and then he has a chance to like, nah, Let's drive him out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't. Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
Because I'm sitting there watching, going, "You idiots! You could, admittedly, if you hadn't drug him out to the middle of nowhere, there wouldn't be a movie for this to come back from. Yeah. I admit that, but it's like you just signed your death warrant, Alan Rickman.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
yeah.
You should learn your lesson by now."
Real quick, guys. This didn't make my dislike list, but this is the first time I honestly noticed it. How it feels like. Maybe it'll be one of your tragic makers, so I won't go into it right now. I will start with my tragic maker though, because
you notice that it was your tragic maker.
My tragic maker is really, really weak. It's like a pet peeve, but it just really irks me. So twice in this movie, there's a love triangle. No, that's not that.
The disobedient kid.
No, actually, this is
all right,
completely
folks, this
new.
is the one to add to the list.
Like, how do you know that Aborigine kid that Cora had wasn't being disobedient? He wasn't. She told him to stop crying, and he didn't stop crying.
Yeah. Go ahead and cry.
I'll make noise too.
Can I give my tragic maker, please?
I don't know.
Can you?
Ah! What it was the moon. In this, in two scenes, the moon is shot so big in the night sky. It's way bigger than it should be. And then to top it off, there's a day shot when Quigley's leaving Cora back at the town. He's going off to kill Marston. And it's a wide shot, and you can see in the sky. It's like, you know how you can see the moon during daytime in the sky? You can see the actual size right there. So it's not like they don't know how big it is, but still they should. It's so massive. It's just like it's superimposed, I'm sure.
I'm sure it actually was, but I do have a question, having actually shot moon photography before. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'll admit, I do not remember what the moon looked like in this film. That did not stick out to me at all.
Round.
Yes, it's round.
It's huge.
I mean, how huge? Is it like a quarter of the night sky? Is it just down there at the horizon where
it looked like a space station to me?
It looked as big as like
if it is down on the horizon, it really does look huge. Far bigger than you think it would.
I've seen it. Yeah. But I've seen what that looks like. It did not look. This looks.
Okay. Was it on the horizon?
It was on the horizon behind some mountains.
All right, then it can be as big as the Earth.
I didn't say that.
Next time you watch, look for the moon. It's huge.
Well, we're not to our final ratings yet.
Okay, so that was my tragic maker for Quigley Down Under. Let's go to Drew next.
The moon was too big.
The moon was too big.
This movie's tragic. Look at that moon.
Well, now we know what his tragic maker for Star Trek V is going to be. The moon was too big behind the Enterprise.
Maybe. Well, if it's out in space, though, and it's a different moon, I don't know what.
It doesn't matter. The moon was too big for you.
All right.
Roy.
Drew, what is your tragic maker?
How does this movie not have a sequel? This movie needs a sequel.
That would be fun. I would like a sequel.
The sequel may not be as good as this one because this is a 90s movie, and most of the time the movies from this era didn't have good sequels. But
yeah,
especially with a name like Quigley Down Under, I half expected this to be the sequel to another movie that was just called Quigley.
Oh yeah. I think that'd been fun to see.
It feels like it's part of a franchise.
Yeah,
and it is. Yeah. It's one single standalone movie.
Yeah, I can see there being a prequel to
have another movie go along with it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins.
Remo Williams? I don't know what that
Go
is.
watch it. They want to start, and they probably like this movie, they wanted to start a franchise, but this came in at 56.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
That would have been cool, though.
But this movie should have had a sequel. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree.
It would have if it was number one.
Well, yes.
But
no.
What was it? 1990? Ghost had to come in.
Jeez.
And Home Alone.
And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Gosh.
Yeah. And guess what else?
1990?
Yeah.
Probably some Spielberg.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Kindergarten Cop?
It's not a tumor.
Yes.
It's not a tumor.
I was going to say, it wasn't Terminator. Okay. Or Terminator 2. All right, Paul, well, that leaves you. What is your tragic maker for Quigley Down Under? What really puts you down under about this movie?
I agree with Celeste that this is too long. Now, this is
she didn't say it was too long. She just said she fell asleep.
Oh, I'm sorry. She probably
the thing that
meant to say slow and boring.
Yeah. The thing that torpedoed so many of Francisco's likes in this podcast over the years. He falls asleep in the movie, so obviously it's bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did I say Francisco? I meant Roy.
Ah,
the problem with this movie is that it feels like it's 2 hours. It is a long movie.
It is.
And
watching through
it really doesn't follow the 3-act structure.
No. Well, and I kind of like that there's a new danger element, and I feel like that does happen in Westerns
but the
more.
Problem with
a new danger now. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The problem with that, though, because is Raiders of the Lost Ark and the original Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope is about 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel that way because the dangers feel more real.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Rather than, this is the episode where he goes to town.
This feels
this
more
is the
like
episode with
episodic.
Yes. This feels like a book with chapters. Or an extended edition of a movie.
Yeah, I could see that. And what? So this was the thing I was going to bring up before you guys got into Tragic Makers. I feel like I liked, but I didn't like how they kill Marston. That feels like the end of the movie. And then they'd have this whole thing with Ashley Pitt and the whole British soldiers coming in and like, okay, now we got you. And then the Aborigines surround them, which is cool. I thought
it was cool.
Yeah,
that was
cool. A payoff of how he treated them and tried to protect them.
You think that's the end? No, we got another end.
Yeah, but just...
you think that's the end? Oh, no, we got another end. You think that's the end? No, it's Quigley in San Francisco.
Nope, we never got to San Francisco.
So I felt like that dragged it in a bit long. And there were other parts, like I know I was watching with Ashley, and this was her first time watching it. And like about an hour in, she was curious how much longer it was. And so that's a sign of like,
congratulations, you're halfway there.
Exactly. So I can totally accept the criticism of that. But it's
now if you're into one of these long movies that has like an epic feel, this is like one of those older movie that kind of feels that way. Just you don't know that going into it, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Very true.
Well, let me throw this out there because this is actually the second Western I've reviewed this week because we did Five Goes West earlier.
Goes West.
And that movie has like no rest in it whatsoever. If the movie feels like it's an hour long.
Yeah.
So I actually liked that this felt like it had breathing room.
Oh, okay. So you're in the mood for it. So like I said, again, if you're in the mood for a longer movie, if you're in the mood for an extended edition, this is a movie to go for.
I think that's a good way of putting it, Paul, that this feels like an extended edition for sure. Awesome, guys. Well, now that we've entered all our trajectories into the firing computer, Alice, you have a firing solution for us.
Firing solution complete. Rating salvo at the ready. On your mark.
All right. Do we rate Quigley Down Under a classic? We'd recommend anyone go see this, whether or not they've seen it before. A nostalgic. It's worth revisiting if you saw it as a kid or young adult, and you're looking for like a Western that's a little different from a standard Western to watch. Yeah, go watch this. But if you've never seen it before, check out something else, I guess. Or is it a tragic? We'd recommend no one go see this. If you've seen it before and you have good memories, don't sully those memories with a rewatch. And if you've never seen it before, keep it that way. So let's start with our guest, Drew. What is your final rating for Quigley Down Under?
Well, Roy, I'm gonna have to give it a classic.
It's not Roy. Oh, what? A classic? Oh, you can call me Roy. Classic, really? Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this film.
Awesome. You had predicted nostalgic too, so I'm surprised that it raised for you like that.
Well, what it was is I saw this film once, like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think I only actually saw about an hour of it.
Oh, really?
Reason.
Oh.
So,
okay.
I just remembered I liked it. That's why I signed up to be on it.
Yeah.
I actually signed up for a lot of them because I had to use the shotgun approach to get on this show. But
it worked.
It did.
And I watched this like, yeah, this is a great film.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad you liked it. Awesome. Except unless I didn't like it, in which case, bleh. But Paul, you had predicted tragic. So where did this movie end up for you? I'm very curious.
To be fair to the listeners, if you enjoyed this movie, I think that you would enjoy it on a rewatch. It's not a classic like, oh, you must go out and see it. To me, in fact, I don't think I'll ever watch this movie again. But again, to be fair, I'll keep it at the nostalgic. I'll boost it up to a nostalgic level.
Okay, wow.
Just for the people that enjoy it before, I think you would enjoy it again.
So here's a question for you, Paul. Two questions, two-parter. Do you like Westerns in general as a genre?
Yeah.
Okay. What Western would you recommend? Like if someone say, hey, I'm thinking of watching
Back to the Future 3.
Okay. All right. Other than Back to the Future 3. Like a standalone, not like I have to, not that you necessarily have to watch all the first two, but it helps.
That being time travel, I consider that more sci-fi that just happens to be in the West.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say Maverick is a great one, even though that's more comedy rather than Western. Yeah. But
okay, Maverick
though. What's that one that we reviewed? Not Tombstone. Yeah, Tombstone. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I felt like Tombstone was too slow, but okay. All right. That's fair.
That had more
drama
characters to root for, I guess, to
okay.
I don't know.
That's
it is slow.
That is fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so but nostalgic for you. Awesome. And for me, and you probably guessed by now, I definitely rate this a classic. It was still super enjoyable for me. I definitely enjoyed revisiting it. I'm glad it wasn't a movie where I'm like, why did I waste my birthday pick on this movie? No, I was very glad that I picked this one. It's fun getting to rewatch it. Definitely enjoyed it. I'm
slow and boring.
Whatever. I'm for my review. My 5 rating is slow and boring. You, Paul. Thanks a lot.
Just like this movie.
Oh my gosh! How dare you, sir? But
I thought you were doing fine, Roy.
It is not. Anyways, according to the Retro Rewind podcast, we rate Quigley Down Under a disputed classic film. We would recommend anyone go see this, whether or not you've seen it before. But now it's time to get back to our own time. Good old 20XX.
20XX?
Comsat online. Receiving incoming transmission.
Feels good to be back, but we wouldn't have been able to travel back to 1990 to begin with if it weren't for our amazing reflux capacitors, namely Jared Holzhauer, Deborah Powers, Brian Keene, Patrick Hicks, Chris Cowan, Geek Devotions, The Untold Podcast, James Caniston, Drew of the Cellcast. Oh, you're right here. Ashley Cronenberg, Pastor Dustin, Kennethan, Redeemed Otaku. That's our Baba. Josh Adams, D. Tungsten, Andy Lewis, Jeff, The Dapper Man Reviews, Tony from the Retro Days, Mr. Lost, Daryl Hafner, Rosie, in addition to 7 other awesome patrons as well.
This stream sponsored by PaulJPowers.com.
That also. Thank you all so much for keeping the gigawatts coming. And if you want to help us keep flying for as little as $1 a month and get bonus content for your generosity, head over to RetroRewindPodcast.com/support to start.
Hey, Roy. I just wanted to point out that I'm not the only person who's got to change a Patreon name this week because you missed the change that you need to make.
Ashley Ruiz. Oh, Ashley Ruiz is the new patron. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not Cronenbitter. What's going on here?
Cronenbitter's gone. It's Ruiz now.
I'm not going to redo the whole list, but Ashley Ruiz, thank you for your support for these last 3 years. Let's see. So thank you all so much.
Yes.
What?
All right, fine. You can thank people. It's fine. And while we're thanking people, we want to give a big Australian Down Under hug to Drew Dodgen for supporting us with his thoughts about Quigley Down Under.
Paul actually got my last name right. That's amazing.
He did. Yeah, good job, Paul.
You know, once in a while. And your name, sir?
Well, I am Drew from the Cellcast. We review animated movies and television shows. And also, I am doing on that feed now an analysis and look at the video game series Kingdom Hearts. So if you enjoy any of that, come over and listen to us over there at thecellcast.podbean.com.
And Cell is spelled with
Cell is spelled with a single L.
And a C.
C-E-L.
And a C. Yes.
CEO.
CEO.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you again so much, Drew. And also my friend Paul, who's so great. All you rewinders, new or old, thank you for another fun voyage.
And the captain's last name is Roy.
How dare you?
No, but you're welcome. You can find me, pauljpowers.com, at pauljpowers.com.
And you can find me, Francisco Ruiz. Not this
Who's that?
I think you mean Francisco Royes.
You can find me on our Discord for show announcements or just to say hi. Not to troll me. Join us there at retrorewindpodcast.com/Discord.
I can't think of a better invitation.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box, a curated collection of podcasts, videos, and articles that will provide you a balanced meal of content. You will find culture celebrated for its past and future, satirized for its extremes, explored in study, and created anew in story. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
Okay, disembodied floating head, whatever your head is doing. Thank you. We are now part of the Culture Box Media Network. You find all the shows unpacking truth through Roy, comedy, and geekery at culturebox.media. And with that, Captain, we are in final approach to our base, which is hopefully not across the sea.
I hope it's not across the sea. Thank you, X.
Does that look like a long voyage in that little boat?
Right? Well, 3 months? 3 months just to get there? Jeez.
And that's just from the San Francisco to the other side of Australia. Imagine what Cora had to do going from Galveston before the Panama Canal was built.
Oh my gosh. Why are the ships going to Australia from there? But anyway, thank you, EXO, and thank you all for listening. We pray you are more joyful today than when you first hit play. But like in Pokemon, we gotta catch you all for Electric Dreams? Apparently our next episode of the Retro Rewind podcast.
I don't even know what that is.
Is that what androids dream of? I thought we already reviewed Blade Runner.
Those are sheep that they dream. Electric sheep.
And return to base.
It's still Electric Dreams, right?
Something about Blade Runner. That's all I know.
Yeah. Yoo-hoo. Good night, Roy.